Well, guys, this is it. 10,000 subscribers. This is my special episode for it. And apologies that it's taken so long to come out. I was in the process of moving house. I was also waiting for these things to arrive. These are the Kysen 10K bracelet things. You can buy those, by the way. They're $10 delivered. Information for that is in the description, as well as the 10K stickers and stuff. But yeah, I was kind of waiting for them to arrive to do the video, and I was moving house, and things got a bit crazy. But it's now here. So I shot the video in a weird order and didn't know what I was doing for it, basically. So we've got the 10K like cube thing that I made as a structure in Tortuga, and we've got a Q&A which goes for quite some time. I think over 45 minutes of Q&A. Thanks to everybody who submitted questions for that, by the way. If you have other questions or things like that you want to ask me, the best way in the future is going to be to join my Twitch. There'll be a link to that down in the description. Twitch has been going great as well. But yeah, this video is obviously to celebrate hitting 10,000 subscribers. And honestly, when I first started YouTube, I never thought I would hit that. It was something that was a hobby that I just did because I enjoyed it. And recently I've been ramping up my efforts to try and get more subscribers, more views, and that sort of thing, to grow my channel, and hopefully have it as something I could do as a full-time income. And I want to say just a huge thank you to everybody who supports me, whether that is just watching my video, whether it's subscribing, liking. Obviously, a big shout out to my patrons and my Twitch subs and people who donate to me and stuff like that. Your money obviously is supporting my channel, which is supporting my dream, basically, to do this. And just a really big thank you. I do go through and I thank certain people later on in the video and stuff, but I just want to say to all of you, genuinely, I want to say thank you at this stage. Also, all of my staff members, many of which have never been paid a penny for helping me. I am trying to change that. We've got a new Skyblock server coming soon, which is kind of tying in with that. More information coming on that later, but stay tuned to the channel, basically, if you're interested in that. It's going to be a public Skyblock server. But my staff have been working incredibly hard on that, and also on my Twitch, and just in general for me. So big thank you to all of them as well. You guys know who you are. So I think we're in July now, so it was about 3.5 years ago that I started my YouTube channel, and 10,000 subscribers for a Minecraft YouTube channel in that time isn't too bad. It's not too bad. Certainly better than I thought it would be, and hopefully now we can go on and progress on. The 10K is a big milestone for me because it's I think like the milestones really are like your 10K, your 25K, your 50K. And then 100K. And I think 10K is the biggest one because it's the first massive milestone you hit. So it felt really crazy and really awesome to hit that. And I think, 25K and 50K, I don't think will feel as good. I mean, I know there are a lot more. Obviously, there's a lot more people if I hit those. But I think there's something about 10K being your first one. I think the next one that'll feel this good will probably be the 100K. In today's video, I mentioned this Q&A. I kind of went really in depth on some of those questions. People who ask me a question, I try my best to answer it fully. So yeah, it might ramble on a bit. I'm sorry for that. But this is obviously just a bit of a different video, a bit more relaxed and stuff. Not like my tutorials that are very, concise and to the point. This is a bit more chilled. But be prepared for a long Q&A if you did ask me any questions on that. So I think really that's all I want to say to introduce this video. I'm going to let everything else, the Q&A and the cube stuff, which is the structure on Tortuga, you'll see it in a sec, kind of speak for itself. Just again, a big thank you to everybody. I am super happy to hit 10K subs, even though it was a while ago now. You'll notice I'm now closer to 20K than I am on 10K. That's a whole other story about, yeah, anyway. Even though it was a while ago, I'm still very happy to have done it. So let's jump into today's video and we'll go from there. So, one of the things that I'm doing as part of the 10K special is to make a bit of a commemorative statue in-game using 10,000 blocks. And a big shout out to some people here who have been helping me out with this. Behind me here I've got some of these shulker boxes. So these here are from Cinder, we've got Super Benji, we've got Comic, and we've also got Haley. And these are filled with blocks of iron. So that is what we're building 10,000 blocks of. 10,000 blocks of iron in a big structure. I've also got some here of myself. This is my iron farm actually just above me here, so I've been using that. And a few other people have iron farms on the server, so they've been using them too. And over here, here we go, we have a little platform that I've built up here. So what I'm going to do, you can do the maths on this yourself, but 10,000 blocks is roughly a 22 by 22 cube. So this is a 22 by 22 right now, and we're going to need to go 22 blocks high as well. But I think it comes out at around 10,600 and something. So we're going to make it a little bit of a hole in the middle, and we're going to put something in there, and I'm going to kind of figure that out as I go. But basically, this structure will be exactly 10,000 blocks, and I think it will look pretty cool once it's done. So the structure is going to be the cube, and then there's going to be some supports holding it up from the ocean floor, coming right up and holding it. Now those supports will be extra to the 10,000 blocks, because I want the 10,000 to be the cube, but I think this is going to look really cool. So I'm probably going to do most of the work for this off cam, just kind of grind out. Just wanted to introduce the project now, go and do all of that work, and then we'll have a look at it when it's done. And we'll also have, as I say, a little bit of a hole inside of those 600 blocks or so. I'll figure all that out in a second. And yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. So let's go and build this thing and see how it's looking. So guys, I decided to do a quick update as we are building this structure now that we have the 4 walls in place. The reason being is this for me really got into perspective just how many people 10,000 actually is. When you look at this, and it's going to be a solid cube apart from about 600 blocks, that is a lot of people, each one of these blocks, of course, representing one of my subscribers. And if you're watching this and you're a subscriber, I want to say a huge thank you to all of you. You are one of these blocks, so take your pick. You can be any block you like, right? But yeah, it's pretty awesome to kind of see this. The other thing I thought I'd mention here is if you're ever building a big structure like this yourself, just a little tip for when you're building it. So I decided to go like this. We've got this little access way still to get back to all the iron blocks that we're using that I showed you at the start of the video from all of the people who donated. Thank you again to them. It's pretty cool actually looking at it from here as well. I haven't sort of done this yet, and we can have a look from down here. Pretty cool. But basically now I can build like this, where I can just come along in rows, which is probably the quickest way to build this thing. And I don't need to worry about falling off the edge or falling into the water or anything. I'll just hit there. Of course, I will keep a little bit of a gap here for this so we can access it and stuff. But I just thought I'd kind of mention that as well. It's kind of a useful way to do building. And also thought, you know, if you have any build tips of your own, why not chuck them down in the description, seeing as this has now been kind of started. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in this cube. So we'll have a solid cube, apart from the 600 blocks, as I say. And yeah, this can be pretty cool to see this done. So hopefully pretty soon you'll see it done in maybe the next clip or two. Alrighty guys, well, we are back in because the cube has been built. It's looking pretty cool, and I got a couple of little things to kind of show you from around here. So let's have a look. There it is, guys. That is 10,000 blocks right there, exactly. And I'll show you how that works out in just a second. So, just a brief interlude here to say I did eventually add the legs to this cube, like holding it up, coming out of the ocean. I did mention it, and then I sort of forgot to do it, and yeah, but I've added them in. So they are now here. So I'm in specky mode, and it kind of gives a good little representation of the cube anyway. So I thought I'd just chuck this into the clip somewhere randomly. Yeah, I mean, at least now it looks like it's kind of standing up, you know, not just floating, which is good. And I didn't cheat. The legs, as you can see, they do go all the way down into the ocean floor and all that stuff. So, yeah, no cheating was done. It's actually working. So, yeah, this is how it actually looks now. Plus, there's another little thing to show you nearby, which you may have just seen, kind of down that way. So, as I mentioned, this was a little bit over 10,000 blocks having the cube of this size, right? Because this is all, it's not hollow, right? Like, if I go down in here, I can show you I have taken a little section out. So, we've got a little walkway down here. And we've got this room. Now, this room right now, as you can see, has nothing in it. And that is largely because I couldn't think of a good thing to put in here. So, ideas down in the comments, guys. This is obviously quite a special area, being my 10,000 block structure, representing my 10,000 subscribers. So every one of these blocks, each iron block, represents one of you guys, if you are subscribed. And if you're not, do it now. So, yeah, pretty cool. We go out here and look at this thing. I mean, this took a fair bit of time to build, and I really like it. I do. I think it's a really nice little commemorative sort of area here to have. Also down here, this was the second thing that I was going to show you as part of today's episode. We got some cool things here. So this is a thank you to different patrons that I have, and I'll come on to that in a second, but also a good view of the cube there. So you got this here, and then the cube up there. I think all round is looking pretty cool. Okay, so my patrons. Let's have a look here. So this right here is Ash. Now, these heads are all of their player heads that they have in game, so the actual player heads of the people. And you'll notice that some of them have a special block, okay? So this is all done through my Patreon, and everyone gets a block if they are a $5 plus Patreon. If I have missed anyone, it's because I filmed this before you became a Patreon, and you will be added in the future. But feel free to give me a nudge if you feel like you should be here and you're not. Just going to point that out. Now, Ash gets gold armor, and a gold block, because Ash was my first ever Patreon, and is still my Patreon even today, which is super, super cool, because she's now been a Patreon for like, I don't know, like 3 years. It's insane. So big thank you to Ash for such continued long-term support. Another special one goes to Haley, currently my largest single donator, and up there as one of the biggest of all time as well, if not the biggest of all time. Kind of depends how you look at it, but either way, she is a super legend, and we love her very much. She has shown my channel huge amounts of support. So yeah, Haley gets this, and she has chainmail armor, but obviously it's kind of hard to get, and I didn't have normal boots, so she gets shiny boots, but I think she likes shiny boots anyway, pretty sure. Moving on. We have a couple others down here to mention. We got Zash. Zash is another very long-term supporter of my channel, and also one of my biggest ever supporters to date as well. So just a huge thank you to you, Zash. You are awesome. And so he gets a little diamond armor and stuff going on there. And another diamond Patreon to Ara. Ara, also one of my biggest supporters today. Up on that top, leaderboard, if we had one, which we don't, but if we did, Ara would be on there. And so yeah, she gets diamond as well. Ara not only supports my channel financially and is a legend like that, but also does tons of work. And at this point, I want to mention all of my staff members who have been incredibly awesome lately. You guys, you really are the best, and I thank you so much for that. So Ara gets a diamond one. Now we have over here a couple of other special ones as well in the middle here, which are Famkey and Omi. So Fam, again, she's been here for such a long time and shown my channel continued support, both financially, but also just does an incredible amount of work. She absolutely eats Kysen work. So we love her for that. She does a lot of things, including, guys, she's been working very hard recently on getting a Kysen Craft public server happening for all of you. So more information coming on that soon. Do stay tuned to the channel if you're interested. It's going to be a Skyblock server, guys, and there's going to be cash giveaways every 3 months. So it's going to be like a competition thing going on, and I'll be streaming on there and stuff as well from time to time, so it's going to be super cool. Yeah, stick around, join my Discord, link in description if you're interested and want more information on that. But Famkey has been really spearheading that project, so a big thank you to Famkey for that. Omi is up here because not only has she got her entire family to come and support me and play on like Tortuga and stuff, which is of course where we are now, but also she gets a green one because green's sort of my Twitch color, and she was my first ever Twitch sub, which is just awesome. What I really like about that is somehow like she was new to my channel and like new to my Twitch and still became my first ever Twitch sub and beat people that have been here for years, which is like quite an effort because there was a few people wanting that sort of title, but Omi got it, and she's been awesome. She's also a staff member now as well, does a lot of work, so a big thank you to Omi. Now I want to go through everybody. I don't want to miss anybody else. We're gonna start over here. So we got Cinnamon96, one of my newer patrons, but a legend nonetheless. We new, old, whatever you are, we love all of you. We've got Omboss right here, and I do love his head. It does put a little smile on my face seeing that. Thank you to Omboss. Thank you to Dizzalot, who he's been a patron of mine for a little while now, but also like he's one of the newer guys and stuff, but a little bit. Anyway, but he's been a bit of a mad lad on Twitch as well, so that's kind of cool. Then we have over here Edward Cumper. Oh, that brings me on to something I meant to mention. So you guys saw when I was inside and I said about let me know if you have any ideas about what could go inside that cube, right? I was thinking, this is like a Patreon area. Maybe we need a Twitch area as well. But what I wanted to do was, before I built it, I wanted to speak to you guys. So Twitch is like, we have 135, I think, of today subscribers, which is absolutely overwhelming, and I don't even know what to do with that. But it's just kind of going to be too many to put every single one of them given their own statue and stuff, because I need to make Tortuga content as well, right? But we could maybe have some mentions up in the cube to people. People like, Dizzalot, who's been a bit of a mad lad. There's also Saucy Salad, who's been like incredibly helpful there. Ara, I mentioned before. There's so many people that have done tons for me on Twitch, and I think we need a Twitch area. But like, this is red because it's Patreon's kind of an orangey color. I guess this was like YouTube, and then we can maybe have a team Twitch area as well. So let me know what you think, guys. But back to Ed. I didn't forget about you, Ed. Don't worry. Ed has been with me for an incredibly long time. He's a fellow Aussie, so that's cool. And thank you to Ed for your continued support. Peritho AU, another obviously Australian, and thank you to you as well. Saucy Salad, I just mentioned, he's the mad lad on Twitch, and he actually was such a mad lad that he got mad lad rank on Twitch. That's how that happened. These two here are going to be for the next two people who subscribe. No, not subscribe. Who become patrons at the $5 plus level. These two could be you. But over here we have a few more. We have Callie Aids. Oh my goodness, Callie has been an awesome staff member for a little while now on Kysencraft, and just like in my Discords and stuff. Bit of a ledge, and met him through Splash, actually. Shout out to the Splash Network. which is a cool server. I'll put a link in the description. Suki, I have recorded with her and stuff in the past. This is good, like a throwback to the days of Affinity. Some of you will remember that. She's a fantastic streamer, predominantly, but does YouTube vids and stuff as well. Do check her out, guys. She's awesome, and thank you, Suki, for your support. Then we have Comical, who's just got the cuddliest, cutest little head in the game. And another person that's been around for a while. So thank you, Comic, for your continued support. That's your little statue there, buddy. Fat Manomi, we've already talked about. And then we have Lee. Again, Lee's been around for quite a while. So thank you to Lee with your derpy head there. We got Zelsion, one of our newer patrons, with a very cool, very handsome looking head, you know. But thanks to Zelsion. And finally, but last but not least, we have Silverhammer, which is a very serious looking face on him. But thanks, Silverhammer, again, one of my newer patrons, but you are greatly appreciated, I can assure you. So, that is the 10k cube, guys. Now, this video has just been like coming on for about a month now. Crazy things, which I'll explain in the intro, so you probably already know. But I have no idea what order I'm shooting stuff in and stuff. I'm just kind of doing it randomly. So basically, this is the 10k cube segment, and also like the thanking Patreon segment and stuff. So yeah, like we have this. Now I will do regular updates to this bit, like just in my Tortuga episodes and stuff. So as I get more patrons and stuff, we will add to this. I don't exactly know how I'm going to do it, because like the next two were good. Okay, we've got 2 people here. Beyond that, I guess maybe I'll extend the platform. We'll think about that. But anyway, I will do stuff on this. We'll talk about the Twitch area as well. And yeah, I just thought I'd kind of mention that. So anyway, this, as I say, is kind of like not in flow because I don't know what order I'm doing things in. But this was the cube segment. The cube segment is now over. Let's move on to the next segment, which might be an outro. I don't even know. Just let's move on. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and jump into the Q&A part of this now. And we're going to start with the questions on Discord. I've got them up in front of me here on the screen. So people on my Discord, you can join. There's a link down in the description if you're interested. Have all submitted loads of questions for today. So yeah, let's jump into it one by one. The first one is AK Boy, who says, when was your first death and what was it by? This was a great question because I've thought about it for ages and I don't know. I actually can't remember when my first death was in Minecraft. It would have been probably about 10 years ago when I first started playing. I probably died a lot back then. And I've got like a vague memory of it being like going out at night time and not realizing how strong the mobs were and getting in trouble with some skeletons or something. But that's about it. That's about what I remember. So yeah, kind of hard to say. Probably was about them. Cinder says, can I have your head? She's playing on the Tortuga server with me. She wants my head. Everybody on there wants my head. We got like player head drops. Information is about that is on my Patreon. You guys can find that down in the description below. But no, you can't. Not yet, at least. Webseas asks, how was the 1800s seafaring life? Well, yeah, of course, being a pirate, I was ruling the seas back then, as you know. And to be honest, I think for someone who was, ruling the seas in the 1800s, I'm not looking too bad right now, right? I've kind of scrubbed up okay. So yeah, I'll let you know my secret if we ever hit 1 million subs, okay? Genius James, he asks, how did you discover Minecraft? So this was my brother Splash, who runs a server nowadays that I do play on sometimes. There'll be a link to that down in the description as well. He kind of got me into it, and he made me he begged me to play for a long time, and I just said no. I don't know why. I didn't think I'd enjoy the game or whatever. So yeah, he basically got me playing it eventually, and after like months of asking, we've started playing, and then I kind of never looked back. So yeah, thanks to Splash for that one. Lady Laughs asks, who or what was your biggest influence for starting a YouTube channel? And if not for YouTube, for Minecraft. So yeah, for Minecraft, when I first started playing, the person that inspired me the most with builds and that sort of thing is the same person that also inspired me to do a YouTube channel, and that was Etho from Etho's Lab. I watched his videos, I binge watched them like all the time back then, still watch them today of course, and yeah, he really got me interested in the game, inspired me to play, inspired me to start my own channel, and now here we are. So yeah, Etho would be the one for that. King Komodo says, what are my thoughts on the death of a gorilla from 2016? My thoughts are that was 4 years ago. The world needs to let that one drop. It was my thoughts at the time where it was crazy how big that news became. But I'm not going to get into that. That's controversial, right? Okay, who have we got here? Voidex says, what Minecraft YouTuber has influenced you the most? So yeah, Etho would definitely be up there. I'm a big fan of Chosen Architect as well for the modded stuff. He's definitely helped me out a lot there. I watch all the traditional ones or the popular ones, I guess, like Mumbo and False Symmetry and all those people, the Hermitcraft gang. Trying to think if there's any others I'm missing out here. There probably are, to be honest. Wattles is great. I love him. Watching him is great. Logical Geek Boy, he's pretty cool as well. So yeah, there's quite a few actually. But the biggest one would always be Etho, hands down. I don't know why I resonate with him the best by far. I feel like I really connect with his channel the best. So yeah, he'd be number one. So Clicking Rangers said, why did you start Kysen Craft and did Splash's server influence you? Well, no, because Splash's server came after Kysen Craft. So Kysen Craft I started when I had about 500 subscribers, and so we're going back maybe 2.5 years, or maybe a little more. And I had a Patreon that I set up, and I decided to give away some free places on Kysen Craft on like a server, and I think there was about 12 of us when we first started. The idea was it was a way for me to connect better with people who watch my videos, get a better understanding of the type of content they would want, and also give them the opportunity to actually play Minecraft with me if they were interested in that, and maybe ask me stuff about some of my builds or whatever, and just provide a bit of a better service from my YouTube channel. I'm going to do a cut right here. I've really got to sneeze. Oh boy, okay. that was a bad sneeze. I had to do that off cam. All right. Moving on. But yeah, so I did start my server first, and those are sort of the reasons why I did that. Okay. Splash is actually on here as well, and he's asked a couple of questions. First one being, what is my goal, my next goal as a YouTuber? Really, my next goal is always about the next video and making the next video I do as good as I possibly can for you guys. And always as well in the background, I'm trying to kind of crack that algorithm, right? Trying to figure out how I can make videos that, I mean, I don't know about going viral, but I've had videos that have got hundreds of thousands of views. I guess it depends what you class as viral, but getting videos to that kind of caliber more often. And obviously the whole point of that is to grow my channel, grow my subscribers, grow my income, and move to a position where I could potentially do this full time one day. Who knows? Maybe we'll get there, right? So my next goal is always the next video. Obviously there's milestones coming up like 20,000 subs, 25,000, 50,000, in the next couple of years, hopefully. And I've got some new goals now. So I started up doing Twitch as well. There'll be a link to my Twitch in the description. I probably mentioned that in the intro, but anyway. Yeah, so I mean, my next goal with YouTube is I've got these one-off videos that are doing really well. I'd love to build a really consistent series that was getting, say an average of between 5,000 and 10,000 views per video. That would be awesome if I could do that. So that would be something I'd really like to build up. He also said, what was my most fun video to make so far? The one that immediately comes to mind is the collab I did with False Symmetry. Obviously, just the fact that it was me and False in a call playing Bed Wars together. I'll put a link to that in the description if I remember. If not, shout out in comments at me and I'll link it. That was amazing. I love doing that because it was obviously, she's a fantastic Minecraft YouTuber. She's one of Hermitcraft, and a really rare opportunity to do a collab with someone of that sort of level. And I didn't even have 1,000 subscribers back then, I don't think. So, I mean, that was insane. That was awesome. I also really enjoyed, I made Tango Tech's Iron Titan in Survival Minecraft a couple of years ago before the newer sort of iron farms came through, and that was kind of the best one to do. And I grinded that out over like a Christmas break, and I love that because I put so much time and effort into doing it. It didn't get tons of views or anything like that, but it was just it was nice to make, and it felt like a real achievement to have that in my survival world. So that was by far the biggest thing I'd ever built to date and the most complex. So I was very happy about that. Suki now, she says, where do you see yourself in 10 years, not only on YouTube, but in your life? Okay, let's start with YouTube. 10 years time. I don't want to talk specifically about YouTube necessarily because 10 years is a long time online, and there might be, I talked about this recently at stream, but there might be something new by then. There could be, like a VR tube, for example, or, I think there probably will be a YouTube or something similar, but basically I want to be making content. I want to be making content, probably in gaming, hopefully forever, right? I want that to be my career. So I definitely hope that I'm still doing that. I imagine that it would be tough for Minecraft to still be as big as it is now in 10 years' time. So if that's not big enough for me at that time to make a good audience from it and get good views and stuff, then I'd probably have to look at branching out and doing other games. I'd kind of like to do that anyway, if I could build up audiences from different games and have the option to sometimes do something a bit different to Minecraft. That would be cool. And I don't want to be just known as a Minecraft guy. Hopefully I can become like a gaming creator rather than just specifically a Minecraft creator. So I'm going to hopefully try and push for that over the next few years. It's really tough though, because at the end of the day, my Minecraft is where all you guys found me. And it does really well for me. It gets me loads of views. So whenever I branch out into something, I'm going to have to build that. And it's tough when I'm sitting down allocating my time to something to spend it on anything but Minecraft, because I know that will get me the best views. But if I can move to a position where I'm doing this full time, then hopefully we can dedicate maybe one day a week where I do something different. And it might be fun for you guys as well, particularly if we're streaming, something a bit different. But more to come on that. Anyway, so that's kind of how I see the YouTube and stuff going. Where do I see myself in 10 years in my life? To be honest, like, it might sound sad, but YouTube and doing this has almost become my life. So when I think about my life, it always relates back to YouTube, really, because I love what I do, and I'm really hungry to get to a point where I can do that, you know what I mean? Like, where I can really do that full time. Outside of that, you know, I always have goals. Like, I'm trying to work on, I want to eat better and exercise more and all that sort of stuff. And just be a general better person, I suppose, you know, and all that sort of thing. 10 years, maybe it'd be nice in 10 years, because I am 28 now, so by that point, to maybe have my own house set up and have just a sick gaming setup in that house, I think that would be kind of cool. And yeah, hopefully I'm fit and healthy and still able to do what I do. I am honestly thankful every day that I get up and I'm able to do this. You know, even if it just forever remains a hobby and I never break through to making it as like a full-time creator, the fact that I have the ability to do this, you know, a lot of people wouldn't. I love that. So as long as I can keep doing it, I'll be happy. King Komodo says, do I have a dog? If yes, what breed? If no, do I plan to get one or more? Also, if yes, do you plan to get more? And last question, hotel. So this is a complex question. Let's start with no, I don't have a dog. But if I did get one, I'd want a husky dog. I'd have to look into it, because in Australia it's quite warm, and I don't know if it's kind of cruel to have a husky here, because obviously they're kind of colder climate dogs. I might have to, like, I don't know, get it regular fur trims or something. But yeah, I definitely, maybe that would tie into the last question about in 10 years time, having a puppy husky, that might be quite cool. Yeah, we'll see how we go with that one. Hotel, I guess you're hoping I say Trivago at this point, which I just did. So we'll call that done. Edward the Aussie came right in after and said Trivago, then asked the question, what do I think of doing Kysen branded shirts, hats, phone cases, and more? Would you ever do an online store with all of that? Yes, if I was big enough. Like, if I woke up tomorrow and had 1 million subscribers, obviously I would do that, because it's just a numbers game, and it's how a lot of the bigger YouTubers and stuff generate their income is from merch. So, I mean, yeah, I'd happily do it if I ever got big enough. We did start in a small way with the 10K. We've got the 10K bracelets and things that I'll be giving out that you guys saw at the start of this video. Their delivery, I probably mentioned before, but I'm sort of shooting this out of order, right? So I don't know what I'm going to mention in the intro, but their delivery sort of delayed this video, which is why, yeah, we haven't done it yet. But anyway, so yeah, we got that and the stickers and stuff. So some merch has started. I think what I'd really like to do is get to a stage one day where I'd like to link my online merch stuff with some sort of charity, maybe a charity or gaming related or something where like a commission went to them. So this would be like a bigger operation and something I'm not worried about until I hit, I don't know, maybe at least 50,000 subs, but probably more like 100K, because it is just a numbers game and there's no point doing it if you're not like selling any stuff. King Komodo's asked us to wait because he has another, and he says, why do YouTubers do limited time merch? You don't see any fashion stores doing that. Okay, well, first of all, I actually think you're wrong. I think fashion stores do it. I think in general, you know, I've got a business background, so I can actually talk a little bit about this. Limited offer makes you want to buy it. If I said to you right now that, okay, I'm going to sell these 10K bracelets, for example, right? We're selling those. And I said to you, right, they're $10 each, but for a limited time only, they're $5. You know, if you buy one today, it's $5. You would be much more likely to go, okay, well, I'll buy one. I think I'm going to want one. I don't know, but I'll save the $5. I'll buy one. Or if there's an item of a YouTuber you really like, and I said, all right, I'm going to sell 10K hats, but there's only 10 of them. And once they're gone, they're gone. Well, the value of those hats goes way up because it's a supply and demand thing, basically. But the fact that there's a limited supply means the demand goes up because people want to have one. It's exclusive, right? Like if Etho said, like Etho doesn't really do merch and stuff. So if he all of a sudden said, you know what, I'm going to give away 10 hats, I would be on there. I'd be trying to buy one of those and I wouldn't be alone. There'd be so many people doing that. So they do it to make money. Another thing with limited time, limited edition stuff is it's a great way to trial something. And Coca-Cola do this all the time, and they actually use Australia to do it. So we get things like different Coca-Cola flavors that come into Australia and New Zealand, and they're testing the market to see how it will go. So they'll bring out, for example, we had Coke with peach. Now, if that is now in your country, it's because it went well in Australia. If it isn't, it's because it didn't go well in Australia. So they test the market, they see how it goes. And you can do it in a smaller way and see. So I might do like limited edition hats and go, well, that's okay. It didn't cost me much because I only made up 10 of them anyway. We only sold 6. I kind of got my money back, but there's no point doing a hats. My audience doesn't want to buy hats. That's fine. I'll move on. Whereas if I do that and I sell 10 in the first day, I go, okay, hats are a good thing. And then in future, I'll do a different hat, but I know it sells. So there can be all kinds of reasons for doing it. And it also makes the buyer a bit happier because if you, let's say one day I hit 100K and I say, you know what, I'm going to give away 100 hats that say Kysen 100K on them or something like that. And you're a fan of my channel and stuff, and you get one of those hats, you buy it or you win it or something, right? You get it. You know there's only 100 of them in the world, in existence, and you have one of them. So it makes it really special, and I think that's another reason they do it, because whereas like a clothing brand that like, let's say Levi jeans or something, people out there will love Levi jeans and whatever, they'll love the brand, but there's no person behind it. And the whole thing about, YouTube and Twitch and all that sort of stuff is there's a person here, right? This is me, this is my channel, and it's about me connecting with you guys and vice versa. So there's that connection there with the brand, and I think that's another reason why that limited edition stuff can really do well. I feel like I talked about that for way too long. It was kind of in depth. I sort of ran away with that one, but let's move on to the next question. Okay, so we got here Mr. Breaker. This is Clod Breaker. And he says, would you ever put a team of smaller YouTubers together to form a team of gaining content, kind of like Yogscast does it, or also like Rooster Teeth? Haven't heard of Rooster Teeth. I have heard of Yogscast. Just needed a quick drink. Sorry, my mouth is like really dry. I think that'd be awesome. And this is another thing that if I moved to doing it full time, I'd probably have the time on my hands to put into this kind of thing. And if we did like a stream a week where there was 5 or 6 of us doing it, then yeah, that would be great. I would love to have got some sort of Hermitcraft-like thing going. Collaborations and playing together on servers and stuff would be awesome. And from doing the Tortuga that we've done, it's been so fun already. I think everyone's having a really good time on there. Obviously, I'm biased. It's my server, I get that. But generally, the feedback's been really good. And from a personal point of view, I've really enjoyed it. And having the shops and things to do with you guys. So yeah, I definitely see that being a part of something we could do in the future. And maybe I can set up the Kysen Academy for gaming YouTubers and streamers who want to make it and stuff, and we could do something like that. I think there should be more of that in the gaming industry, more of the bigger gamers and the bigger streamers giving shout-outs to smaller people who are doing a good job. I try and do my bit on that, and I think some people in my community will back me up on that, and they know that I do regularly shout them out, and I've supported them through Patreon and stuff like that. If I ever got big enough, I would like to do it more, basically. So yes, I think that would be a good thing. Cinder says, are you ever going to stream, and what would you stream? So I've been streaming all this week, and we're going to get affiliate in the first week of streaming, which is insane. As of right now, I'm on about 80 followers, so that will give you a rough idea when I actually film this, because it's going to be a few days or longer before it's on my channel, because I'm waiting for those bracelets to come. But yeah, so streaming is great. As I said, my Twitch is linked down below, so that kind of answers that question. Okay, Haley now asks, what's my favourite food, my favourite fast food place, and my favourite pizza? Oh boy, I need a second for this. Okay, I actually thought one. So, my favourite food is lasagna, but specifically, there is a restaurant in Fremantle in Western Australia called Rocco's, RUOCCO''S, Rocco's. And they do the best lasagna I've had in my life. I absolutely love it there. It's kind of a bit of a trek for me to get there, so I only go there maybe 2 or 3 times a year. But it is such a treat whenever I go there. I love it. That is my favourite food in the world. It's going to be that. A close second are the potato skins, cheese and bacon potato skins, like you get in like the Hard Rock Cafe and stuff. And there's a place in my hometown in England that does really good skins. And again, I don't go there that often because I live in Australia now, but they are awesome. So they'd be a close second for their favourite food. My favourite fast food place is probably KFC, actually. It's not the one I go to the most, funnily enough. Macca's is probably the one I go to the most because it's the most convenient. There's Macca's everywhere, right? And it's easy to get to and all that sort of stuff. but I do love a good KFC. I think that would probably be it. And what else did I miss? So my favorite pizza at the moment, it's been just pepperoni pizza. I go through stages, so sometimes like a meat lovers, sometimes just cheese, but at the moment, pepperoni and lots of it. Yeah, that's good. I like that one. Famke asks, am I going to play other games than Minecraft? So we touched on this a little bit before, and yes, I definitely want to, especially if I can build a good audience up and that sort of thing. I think in the future, if Wildlands keeps developing, that could be great for me, because it is a similar game to Minecraft, but there's a bit of a difference there as well, right? So it's kind of, it would be a crossover with my current audience, but it's also getting me good traction for my new audience as well. And you know, I do all the modded Minecraft stuff as well. I haven't done any modded in a while, apart from Minecolonies, which isn't traditionally like my modded. I normally do mod packs and things, but the Minecolonies series is going great, and that's great. And honestly, I do find modded is enough of a difference from normal Minecraft that it feels like a bit of something different to me. You know, if I'm doing, and you know, like at the moment I'm doing hardcore mode, that's one thing. I've got Tortuga, that's another. I've got the tutorials I do, which kind of cross over Tortuga. And then I've got Minecolonies, and all of those do feel like very different series. I know they're all Minecraft, but they are very different for different reasons. So yeah, but yeah, I definitely would like to incorporate new games. And if you guys ever have suggestions on games that are coming up or whatever that you would like me to do, let me know. What I really need to do is get my permanent setup when I move house, which is going to happen soonish, hopefully. And then, yeah, get everything set up so I can just come in and hit record and go each time, rather than how I am at the moment. Everything's kind of temporary and stuff. And get like good internet and that sort of thing. And then it will save me a lot of time, and I'll have more time to look into other content and other games and stuff, so that'll be good. Haley also asked me another question now. She has said, what are my favourite mobs, both passive and hostile? Passive, probably cows, because they are so useful for the leather and the food, for the bookshelves and the food, obviously early games, so that's awesome. But who doesn't love dolphins and turtles? I mean, they are just awesome. They're fun to just be around and kind of play with and that sort of thing. So I mean, they'd be my favorite from a non like functional aspect, just for fun, really. Although the turtle eggs are kind of useful for the gold farms, although that will change in the 1.16. But I digress. So yeah, probably them. My favorite hostile mobs. Oh boy, I quite like Enderman actually. You know, I made that Enderman farm recently, right? And maybe they're fresh in my mind because of this. But you get tons of XP from them, and the Ender pearls, which are really useful, so that's cool. The Ender Dragon's awesome. It's an absolute beast. I love how it looks and stuff. It's just this like majestic dragon. I would love to be able to like tame one of those and fly it around my Minecraft world. I think they need to make that a thing in the future. But yeah, so it would probably be one of those two. Okay, that is it for the questions from Discord. I'm now going to jump to my Instagram and go through all the questions you guys asked me on there. Okay, we are over on Instagram now, and I did a few posts here where you guys could ask me anything you liked, and I said I'd mention it in this video. So having a look here. First one's from the Buildmaster, who says, do you have a girlfriend? I don't. I did until quite recently, so we broke up, and honestly, I think it's probably the best thing for both of us in the long run. But yeah, so I'm kind of going through all that right now. But no, I do not currently have a girlfriend to answer that question. Secret Potato has asked, how long have you been doing YouTube, and how do you decide what content you want to post? Good questions. YouTube since January 2017, I believe. So just over 3 years now, coming on for 3.5 years. How do I decide what content to post? Well, that's a great question, because it actually is a constant sort of thing between me, like thinking, what would I like to record and what would I have fun recording right now? And, you know, what am I in the mood to record? A, because I want to do what I want to do, right? But B, I think you record better videos if you're doing something you actually are really interested in at that time. So, yeah, I got to think about that. But then it's also what is going to get a lot of views. And I often, well, recently at least, I've got a lot better at knowing what's going to get a lot of views as opposed to what's going to do okay. And so obviously I am trying to prioritize things that are going to get a lot of views. But I also have different audiences that I'm trying to keep happy. Like I've got people who love my Tortuga series, and then I've got people who love my Minecolonies series. And so I'm trying to balance the both of those and keep them happy. I've also got Pixelmon, which a lot of people are very interested in that, and that's been a new thing. So I try and get a video a week out for each of those at the moment, just to keep everybody happy, because I don't want to neglect any of my audiences. But then, you know, so it is that constant sort of weighing up, and I try and do Yeah, one from each series a week, and at least every couple of weeks do one that I think I'm going to have to put a lot more work into, but that will hopefully get me a lot more views. So yeah, that's kind of how I do that. We got here MS Arkan 16. What is your favorite video? I assume you mean video that I made. In which case we did touch on that before about the false symmetry and the Tango tech. Also, my break bedrock video I should give a mention to here. My biggest views to date, coming on for hitting 700,000 views soon, which is just mind blowing for me that I have a video that's got that many views. So yeah, those would be good. Thomas has asked, before YouTube, what was my dream job? This is a good question. And I can take you back through different periods of my life where I wanted to be all different things, actually. So when I was 3, I wanted to be a garbage man. You know, one of the guys that comes around, picks up, cleans your bins, deals with all the rubbish, right? And that was because I had a little toy set that had a garbage truck in it, and I used to love pushing the garbage truck around as a little 3-year-old Kysen. Yeah, I just thought it'd be really cool to actually drive one of those trucks one day and do that for a living. Then when I was about 10, I wanted to be a businessman because my dad was a businessman, and you know, little boys want to follow after their dads. So much so that I took a briefcase to school rather than a backpack, because I was all business-like. I used to always want to dress in suits. This is 10. I was 10 years old. Can you believe this? You know, my mum would be like, okay, come on, we're going into town, we're going shopping today. And I'd go and put a suit on to go shopping. And we went to holiday in a place called Cyprus, which is really, really hot, like 40 degrees Celsius and stuff. And I took suits there. I took like 3 suits with me to wear while I was there. I just thought I was a businessman, wanted to wear these little suits everywhere. It's quite embarrassing actually talking about it now. But that was the truth. That's what I wanted to do. Then when I was about 13 or 14, I really wanted to be a professional soccer player. I absolutely loved playing soccer. So much so that I wrote to my local club and I lied to them, told them that I used to live in Manchester and I'd had trials with Manchester City. I didn't choose Manchester United because I didn't think that sounded believable. At the time, City were a much smaller team than Manchester United, so I told a little lie about that to try and get a trial. It worked, and I had trials with a professional team. After doing that for a few weeks, though, I realised I really didn't want to do that, and so I dropped out of that, which I kind of regret. I wish I'd seen it through. I think, you know, it's good to see things through in life when you start them out. But at the same time, if you really know something's not for you, is it really a waste? It's probably not, right? So, yeah. And then after that, from about 16 until literally like maybe 23 or so, well, maybe 21, 22, I really wanted to be a comedian. I studied comedy. I was writing material. I actually wrote a sitcom, a comedy sitcom. And I really wanted to be a comedian. That's what I thought I wanted to do. Laughter's always been incredibly important to me in my life. It's got me through some of my toughest and darkest times, and I wanted to go out there and make other people laugh. And I thought, you know, if I can get someone else, even if it's just one person, through a dark time, that would be great. And actually, the Ricky Gervais podcasts, Steve and Carl, they got me through a really difficult time in my life when I lost someone very close to me who I loved very much. And yeah, that really inspired me to want to do that. So yeah, anyway, I wanted to do that for a long time. Then somewhere in there, I also wanted to be a magician. I actually know a few magic tricks, and I might include some of those on my streams. I'm pretty good with a deck of cards, and I can do a few other magic tricks. I spent countless hours practicing tricks in my bedroom for like a year, maybe longer, and I got pretty good at them. But yeah, I don't know where that really came from. I think Darren Brown inspired me to want to do that. And yeah, so that was a while. I wanted to be a magician. At some point, I thought I wanted to be a psychologist as well. I went to study psychology at university. Thought I wanted to be a psychologist, and then changed my mind after a couple of years of studying that. That was also at the same time I was doing my comedy and stuff. There was a bit of crossover there. So I wanted to be all kinds of things before I started YouTube. But this has been the one that I've felt the most passionate about and that stuck around the longest and that I've actually had success with as well, right? Like hitting 10k subs, and my Twitch is going well, and I'm getting good views and good income at the moment from YouTube and stuff. And I can see a trajectory where in a couple of years I could potentially be doing it full time. So this is, I do truly believe this is going to be the one for me if I can do it, that I would really like to do. Okay, let's move on down to the next question here. Why did you start your YouTube career? This was asked by Havit Gamers LV. Why did I start YouTube? Well, I did mention before I was kind of inspired by Etho and that type of thing, but I don't know exactly why I wanted to do it. I think for me, communication's always been something that's been fundamental to what I want to do. I want to communicate with people. I like to do that. And YouTube's sort of a platform for doing that. You know, if you look at when I went to be a comedian, that's really communication. That's what we're talking about. I've even thought about wanting to be like a public speaker before, a life coach, an author. All these things really come back to wanting to communicate with people. And you can see I have wanted to do a lot of things in my life. I've had a lot of like 1 minute wonders and things like that. But there we go. You know what? If I did for a long time, I didn't know what I wanted to do. So you try everything until you figure out what you do want to do, right? And that's what I did. So I guess really when I first started YouTube, in the back of my mind, there was that tiny little flicker of a thought that thought, maybe one day I could do this. I could actually do this full time, and this would be awesome. I'd love to do it. Because I love gaming, I love Minecraft. The communication thing was great. I didn't know how much I loved making videos back then. I do now. So I think that was probably why I started. There was that slight inkling that I would, potentially be able to do it one day. But also, I thought it'd be fun. I thought I'd enjoy it, and I did. So that was good. Okay. Javel Killer says, "How's your YouTube life?" It is great. Just hit 10k subs. I'm very happy actually. And also, as I say, I'm getting the good views and decent income and stuff. So yeah, everything's good with my YouTube life. Thank you very much. And my Twitch life is also going great. The Beetlejuice says, "Will we see you on Splash again in the future?" Yes, you will. I don't know exactly when, but you will. I'm trying to get Splash to join a stream with me. I think that'd be great if you guys could, if he was there in voice as well and you could ask him questions and stuff on stream. That would be really fun to stream with him, and hopefully we'd do that on Splash. So hopefully then. 23, Laura Up. 23, Laura Up. Bit of a shout out to 23 Laura Up actually, because you've been on my Instagram for the longest time. I remember you way back when, like a long time ago, being on my Insta, and you've stayed with me, so thank you to that. And thank you to all of you that have been here from the start. Thank you to all of you that are new here. You're all awesome for different reasons. But yeah, I want a little shout out there because I recognize this name from a long time ago. And she asks what my favorite color is. So my favorite color is actually black. Black t-shirt on today, my favorite little t-shirt here for this 10k video. I really like black. People say black's not a color. If you don't count black as a color, I'd have to say red. But yeah, black and red I like very much. But black, I don't know, things just look sleek and sexy when they're black. I think black's good. Beetlejuice has a couple more questions for me. She says, what made me start Minecraft videos, and what's my favorite hermit, or who's my favorite hermit? So I kind of already talked about why I started the Minecraft videos being inspired by Ethan and all that sort of stuff. Also, it was a game I actually knew a little bit about rather than, trying to start from scratch somewhere, so that made sense. As for my favorite hermit, oh boy, who's my favorite hermit? Probably False Symmetry, actually. I do really like her videos. I think she's great. I'm going to go with False. We'll stick with False. Okay, that's it for that post. So I'm going to go on to the next post because there were several of these and see where we're at now. Oh, someone says here, Jens asks me, is Kysen my real name? It is not. I'm not at this stage going to tell you what my real name is. I've always kept things quite private. I know now my face is actually on cam, so less private. I get that. But yeah, no, Kysen isn't my real name. Although it'd be quite a cool name to have, I think. It'd be probably more exciting than what my real name is. Habit Gamers is back saying, what did you do before YouTubing on YouTube? That's a good question. I did a lot of Minecraft, to be honest with you. That was the other thing about starting a channel. Is like, well, I do so much Minecraft stuff anyway. At least if I have a channel, I'll be doing something somewhat productive with that time, making the videos on it and that sort of thing. So yeah, a lot of gaming, lots of poker actually. So that's another thing I didn't mention before. I did want to be a poker player professionally at one point. I was pretty good at poker back in the day when I put a lot of work into it and stuff. I was pretty decent. I spent a lot of time doing that. I used to do a lot of online poker when you could do that in Australia and stuff. But I am not condoning gambling. I want to say we have a lot of younger viewers here. I'm not. I don't really want to get into this, but anyway, So I did a lot of that before and a lot of gaming basically. The next question is, what is the meaning of life? Leland the second asked me, what is the meaning of life? The meaning of life is whatever you give to it, because everything in life is your perspective. So if you believe the meaning of life is to, follow God and be a perfect Christian or something like that, then that is your meaning of life. If you believe the meaning of life is the complete opposite of that, to worship Satan and cause mayhem, that's your meaning of life. For me, my meaning of life is to enjoy every second as much as you possibly can. Just have fun, enjoy what you do. You never know when your time is going to be up. I mean, I know it's a little bit depressing, but you don't. You know, anything could happen. Tomorrow you could die, or you could just be in a car crash where you never walk again. So any opportunity you get to do anything is a blessing, and we often forget that. So I think the meaning of life is to have as much fun as you possibly can, be a good person, and yeah, we don't need to get into too many like philosophical terms here. We all know what a good person is. Just don't be a douche, basically. You know, help other people, do what you can, enjoy what you do, and live to the full. You know. Okay, here we go. Evan, I suppose that would be Evan Kustick. How did you get popular on YouTube? I put a lot of hard work in, and that's not a lie or me, I don't know, bragging or something. It's not that. I just genuinely did. I've watched countless hours of videos about how to make good thumbnails and how to, you know, write your video descriptions and titles and beat the algorithm and stuff. I've tried money advertising on all different sites. I've done Facebook ads, Google ads, Instagram ads, you know, testing which work and which don't. I've actually stopped advertising completely because I found that the best thing is just to make good videos. But the point is I tried all that and I spent money on that. I spoke to a YouTube coach as well who's called AWOL, and I will link him down in the video description. He is fantastic. His channel has loads of free videos, and they're the best I've found to date for helping you with all things YouTube, you know, growing your viewers, growing your subscribers, getting better at thumbnails, all that stuff. But yeah, I put a ton of time and effort into it, and I've ground it out, and you know, it's you just got to keep trying things, and when something works, do more of it, and if it doesn't, don't do it, and keep trying things out. But that's basically what I've done, sort of grinded through it. So how do you get popular on YouTube? So the next question is, do you like being in the existence of this universe, and can finally live on Earth, I should say? Because I don't. Sorry, I just have a depression. I just cried a lot sometimes, and I'm really quiet. That's a sad comment. I'm sorry you're so down. Let me have a drink and think about this one. This one needs some thought. Okay, I think I kind of get what you're saying. Do I like being in the universe and being like existing? Yeah, I love it. I love what I do. I love what I do each day. But I have been through some really tough times myself, and I've felt like I think you're feeling before. So I don't know. I guess use me as a bit of an example. I've been very down before. I don't want to bring the tone of this video down. It's supposed to be a happy video, but I have, and now I'm not. And now I love what I do, and I get up each day thinking about YouTube. I go to bed each night thinking about YouTube, and it's been a fantastic journey for me. I love what I do. So yes, I'm happy to be here. And if you're not, please get help, because you should be. I mean, I don't want to say you should be, because I know it's tough and stuff, but get help, because you deserve to be happier than you are. Okay, moving on to the next one. What's your favorite color in the number of the alphabet? That would obviously be Bart Simpson. I don't know. I think I've made that clear in all my videos. I don't know why you're asking. And that, sorry, who asked that one? That was Jaden who asked me that. Next up, we got Govin. What's my favorite YouTubers? Okay, I should probably link these down below, actually. One of my absolute favorite guys who really helped me get through some of the tough times I was talking about before is a guy called Tommy Edison. And I'm going to try my best to remember to link these channels, because you guys need to check him out. He's been blind since birth, and he's the happiest, most positive, upbeat person in the world. Really helped me get perspective on my life. And watching his videos just made me happy and made me smile a lot. So I love him. I think there are some YouTubers out there that I sometimes like their videos. There's a guy called Alpha M who offers life advice and exercise advice and stuff like this. I find his videos quite hit and miss, but some of them have been quite useful to me for different things. So yeah, he's pretty good. I love Top Fives. The Top Fives channel is all things like paranormal and ghosts and aliens and stuff. And not that I necessarily believe in all the stuff that he puts on his channel, but I find it interesting. And you know, when I'm grinding out projects on Minecraft, the first thing I do is go check if there's a new Top 5s video and just put that on in the background. Or sometimes you'll even go back and I'll watch, you know, old videos of his and sort of binge watch them. Who doesn't like a good conspiracy, right? To have a bit of fun with. So yeah, I love watching his channel. I really want to think here and make sure I'm not missing out on anyone. I mentioned a lot of the Minecraft YouTubers before, so I think that's fine. There's a guy called Simon Dan, who's like a flat Earth debunker and stuff. I find his videos quite fun and quite funny, and yeah, he's pretty good. I'm in my mind now, I'm going through like my subs list as who I'm subscribed to that I go back to often. 42 is not bad. He does a lot of videos on weird, random, wonderful things, so I do watch his stuff every now and again. Yeah, those are all the ones that came to mind. So I guess those are probably my favorite ones. Haley has asked me here, what is my favorite movie? Also, favorite movie snack? Popcorn, obviously. Not for me, actually. So my favorite movie, I always find it incredibly hard to choose just one favorite movie, but a few that come to mind are Yes Man, because I think it's hilarious, but also it carries a great message about saying yes to life, getting out there, trying new things, and just making the most of the time we have here. So I like that. Emperor's New Groove is amazing. I remember being off school one day sick as a kid. Well, sick, right, guys? Yeah, I didn't want to go to school. And I watched Emperor's New Groove about 6 times in one day, which is a little bit sad, I know, but it's amazing. A movie called Planes, Trains and Automobiles with John Candy and Steve Martin. Fantastic movie, just hilarious. I love that. I watch it so often. Step Brothers is fantastic. It's just the funniest movie. My brother and I can quote that movie verbatim, and people say that we're a bit like the Step Brothers because we are crazy close and crazy silly when we're together. So yeah, they call us Step Brothers, so I love that. And there's a movie called Hot Fuzz as well, which is quite an English movie, but it's just hilarious. It cracks me up every time. Step Brothers and Hot Fuzz I've seen a million times each, and I love them. I do also love the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. I have a bit of a soft spot for pirates, which is why my channel was sort of pirate themed. That's what I went for. Yeah, Jack Sparrow and the lot. They're great. They're great movies too. And favorite movie snack or Ben and Jerry's ice cream. I think Ben and Jerry's ice cream is the best, and it would be the Tonight Dough if they have it. Chocolate fudge brownie being a close second, and sometimes I'll choose that one if I'm more in the mood for that. But I love the combination of the peanut butter and chocolate. Man, you got me one in Ben and Jerry's now. All right, let's click on. We got the next post to open up here. Let's see. Okay, a few questions on this one. Am I good at Redstone? Someone asked me. I'm reasonably okay, I think. I do okay. It's I've had to teach myself a lot of stuff about it, so I don't know. I'm all right. I'm okay at it. I'll let you guys be the judge from my farms and stuff, right? Secret Potatoes back saying, "Do I like potatoes? Too much. I love them, especially. Oh my goodness. All right. So I mean, chips are great. Mashed potatoes great. Yeah, I love potatoes. Who doesn't love potatoes? What mad person doesn't love potatoes? And those Lyonnaise potatoes, the ones that are like with the cheese and stuff. Whew. This Q&A is getting me hungry." Okay, we've got one final post to go through here. And the first question on this one is from Cinderwolf. And she says, "Do you like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain?" I do love that song, the way it's about it's I can't remember, is it friends or a couple or something, and they both answer an ad in the paper only to find that it's each other. That's it's quite funny. First of all, I absolutely love pina coladas. They're up there as a joint first for my favourite cocktail with an espresso martini. I have a girly taste in cocktails, don't I, actually? Yeah, anyway, they're fantastic, And so the thing is, but to me, a pina colada is like you're drinking out of a coconut, you sat on the beach, and with just nothing to do. You're just chilling on the beach, nice hot warm weather. You're there in just your shorts, and it's like, because being English, we're so wrapped up all the time. I know I don't live in England, I haven't for a while, and I'm in Australia, so I shouldn't moan. But it's still ingrained in me that sun equals good, because all year in England, it's cold and it's raining and you've got your coat on all the time. So I do love pina coladas. And as you can tell, no, I don't love getting caught in the rain. I hate it. Messes up this wonderful hair. Look at this. Huh? Don't get that messed up. But yeah, who likes the rain? Come on. What is your opinion on the Hermitcraft server and why? I think the Hermitcraft server is a fantastic thing for Minecraft and a fantastic thing for Minecraft YouTubers who get to a certain level, a certain caliber, and get invited on there and are able to grow their channels and get, it's almost like getting a shout out from every other hermit if you get invited into that. So I think it's a very, very good thing. And they've produced tons of good content that everybody loves, so they're doing a good thing. They're entertaining the masses, and yeah, no, I think it's a great thing. That was absolutely no one who asked that. Okay, Surplay LP says, what kind of music do you listen to? Oh boy, I mean everything from like, I love Deadmau5, I love you know, Eminem, I love Coldplay. I mean this is how broad my music tastes are. I do love a bit of club music. I like going out on the weekends. I like having fun with the boys, having a few drinks, going to nightclubs and all that sort of stuff. And I love that type of EDM and a bit of techno and like club mixes and mashups and remixes and stuff like that are all good. So I love all that. I also love the Beatles though. So, you know, go figure. I love the Beatles. I mentioned Coldplay, Oasis. Oh my goodness. Oasis are my jam. I love them. Yeah, I think that's about everyone that I listen to regularly. And Eminem's great. I did really like his new album, actually. Thought there's some really powerful songs in there. Yeah, I think that's everybody. I don't think I've missed anyone out there. Someone here says, who are you? I am Kysen. I am Kysen, the Minecraft YouTuber. Dylan Ward is next, and he says, what is your goal in life? Wow, that's big. That's a big question. I think my goal in life is to look back and have as few regrets as I can when I get old, if I am lucky enough to get old. Because, you know, it's that whole thing, right? You're in a nightclub or something, you're in a bar, and you're like, oh, should I go and talk to that girl over there or whatever? And I think it's way better to talk to her and she says, get away from me, than to not talk to her and always wonder what if. I think that it's always better to take those things in life, do them, try them. If you don't like it, change it, you know, but give things a go. So my goal in life is really to have as few regrets as possible. And, you know, I'd much rather regret doing something than regret not doing something. If I do something, it didn't work out and there's consequences. I'm not talking about anything silly, you know, like anything crazy, but I mean, you know, try traveling or something. I didn't like it. Okay, I'll come back, like that type of thing. Or like I say, you know, try meeting someone new or doing something new. It didn't work out. Oh, well. So I guess that's my goal in life. What type of block do you prefer when building a house basement? It's an interesting question. Well, it depends what you're going for. I suppose the mossy cobble stuff's pretty good for a basement, sort of like damp and basementy. So I guess I'll go for mossy cobble. Dylan Ward again, and he says, do you play instruments? I do play the piano. I'm reasonably good at it. For about 4 songs. That's about it. I used to be pretty good. I haven't played in a long time, but I can still play some things. My sort of signature songs are The Scientist by Coldplay. In fact, if you go on YouTube and you search for The Scientist by Coldplay, the live version that Chris Martin does, it is so much better than the sort of studio version that you hear on the albums or in the radio or something. And that's the version I learned on piano, which I think sounds just way better. Also, Someone Like You by Adele. That's another song that I think has a really powerful piano to it. So I learned that as well. And I can play some others, but those are the 2 that I'm, you know, kind of good at. DP asks, what inspired you to start YouTube, which I've basically already answered, so I'm going to move on from that to Potato Gamer, who says, what is your favourite meal? So we talked about lasagna before being my favourite food. I do love a bit of that. Oddly, I actually really love cheese and ham sandwiches with salt and vinegar crisps as well. Just like a typical little lunch thing, but I love it. I don't know, it's really strange, isn't it? It's such a boring meal, but I really like it. So I'm going to put that in there as well. Edward asks, what's my plans for the future, which we have talked about a little bit already, my plans for the future. But I guess, well, to grow my channels as best I can, keep doing this for as long as I can, and yeah, all the other stuff I've kind of already talked about. So I think that's it. Yep, that's it. So that's it for the Q&A, guys. Thanks for everybody who submitted questions. That's awesome. It's given me a lot of content for this video. If you have a question you'd like to ask me ever, the best thing to do is come onto one of my streams. And everyone who's on my streams at the moment will attest to the fact that I do answer any questions you ask me in the chat there. So yeah, thanks for that, guys. We're going to move on to the next bit of the video. I don't know what that's going to be, so I'm going to figure all this out in editing, but that's it for the Q&A. So there you have it, guys. Told you the Q&A was long. Sorry for that. But that's it. That's my 10K special episode video. It's awesome to be able to make one of these, obviously. I have no idea how to end the video, so I'm just going to ramble a little bit. And say again a big thank you to everyone who has supported me through this. It's been a really incredible journey, actually, because it's 10,000 subscribers, it's about 4.5 million views, and just, I don't know, thousands and thousands of comments, hundreds of people that I've gotten to know that have joined, my Discord or joined my community or just comment regularly and stuff like that, or they're on my Twitch, whatever. And I have to say, I've met some really incredible people through doing this. I'm very proud of the community that we have behind this channel. It's, we got the videos and the stream stuff I do, but behind that, the people that are part of the Discord, part of my sort of core community and stuff, I'm very proud to have all of them there. There's some really great people in there. And I mean that very, very genuinely. We've got a very accepting, understanding, liberal community of people who are, intelligent and compassionate and just nice, genuine people. And that to me has actually been the best thing about doing this. People often say, what was it like to hit 10K, or what's it like to do YouTube like I do, and that sort of thing. And obviously, I've done some videos like my Breaking Bedrock video, 750,000 views. That's insane. And when I was waking up in the morning, at times it had like 30,000 views overnight or more. That was obviously incredibly cool, and I love that, and I'm very grateful for that. But the people that I've met are the ones that have really changed my life a bit throughout this experience of doing this. And so I want to thank each and every one of you who are part of that community. I know that as I continue to grow, I'm sure many more people will become part of that community. And to that, and I do try to do what I can to give back to the people, because I am so grateful that, you've been so good to me, so kind to me. So I do lots of giveaways and things like that, and I'm going to try and keep that going as best I can, obviously in line with making sure I have enough money to pay bills and stuff. So it largely depends. I guess the more I earn, the more I can give away, which is cool. But I just wanted to mention that at this sort of juncture, because this is a special video, and the best thing about 10,000 subscribers is the amount of people that I've met that have just been awesome. So thank you to all of you. Here's to the next 10,000, I suppose. The road to, I guess, 25K is the next one. And at the time of speaking, we're about 8,000 subscribers away from that. So yeah, it's been growing really quickly. I've had my ups and downs in YouTube. I mean, I think year one of me doing it, I took about 3 months out. So obviously that's a long time. I think year two, I took about a month out. And then here in year three, I had a couple of weeks out. But ultimately, I do love what I do. I think, it's a fantastic thing to be able to do. And it's because of you guys that I can do it, basically. If you watch my videos and if you support me, through Patreon or whatever else, it really obviously helps me to do this. So a massive thank you to all of you. And yeah, as I said, I didn't know how to end this video. So I guess I just want to say a big thank you. And here's to the next milestone. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.